Welcome to the Wise to Change podcast. I am Jenny Carlson and I am your host for this podcast. It's an honor to be here with you. My mission is to spread wisdom, to spread techniques, strategies, inspiration, and I'm inviting guests to do so. Some episodes I'm going to do all by myself, but I have many amazing guests waiting to join me. And today, my first guest in this podcast. I'm super proud and so happy to have Pariya Kashfi with us. Welcome, Pariya.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here and your first guest in the English podcast because you have been doing the Swedish one for a while.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I have a podcast in Swedish as well, where I have interviewed many inspiring, amazing guests. And now I want to spread it even more because not everyone speaks Swedish. So I'm so honored to have you here today. Do you want to introduce yourself first before we speak about our topics?
Yeah, of course. So how do I usually talk about myself? I always say that I'm an ex tech person and a design gal turned entrepreneur and coach. So my background is in engineering. That's where I have done my master's and also my PhD in computer science and engineering. But always have been passionate about human side of things. And that's why I started moving to human aspects and psychology within digital products already during my PhD. And around 2 years back, I said yes to this mission, or I would say a passion of mine since teenage years, to step fully into coaching and especially empowering women. But of course, bringing what I have learned in 25 years in tech and design to my coaching as well, and use those fun techniques that I have used in tech companies now to help women design their careers and lives.
I love that you say that well, phased out of tech and into humanity. What about man versus technology?
It's a friendship. It's an
Yeah.
evolving friendship, I would say. No, I still see myself very much a tech person. I still find myself very curious about how we can benefit in our daily life and then work life as well. How can we optimize our performance and productivity and make things easier for ourselves with all this amazing technology that is around us? Sometimes we forget that all these tools and all these technology, including AI, is here to help us be better in what we do personally and professionally. And I definitely believe in that. And it's something that definitely is a big part of what I teach my clients as well. A lot of tools.
Many tools indeed. We have strategic tools, mindset tools, neuroscience, technology. It's
Yeah.
about
Hmm.
integrating everything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's,
Integration.
yeah.
Now, you also work as a coach,
Hmm.
right? As a coach,
Yes.
an entrepreneur, and you're also into mindfulness and
Hmm.
meditation. You teach
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Now, we're here today because both you and I coach clients. Um, well, I coach both men and women, young
Hmm.
and,
Hmm.
well, our age.
Hmm.
What I see that all have in common, which I believe you also do, are three topics that we're going to talk about
Hmm.
today. It's fear, overwhelm, and doubt.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. And doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are,
Yeah.
who you work with,
Hmm.
our family, where your situation is, where you live, it still usually goes down to those three:
Hmm.
fear, overwhelm, and doubt. They're so
Yeah.
common.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think, and this is, well, many high achievers especially
Yes.
have these. But then also I know even non-high achievers have them too, but just in different degrees,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Mhm.
But why do you think so many high achievers get
Hmm.
stuck there? Because usually they get stuck, right? They're
Hmm.
frustrated, stagnated. What
Hmm.
happens? What do you think?
Hmm. What I start with my clients when they come to me is that don't think that you are here so I teach you that you don't fear or you don't have doubts or you don't
Right.
get overwhelmed. What we learn and what separates good from the great is that you learn to live with these protective emotions that we have as human beings. So that's the first thing. I don't think there is such thing as being without fears. I think that's basically saying don't be human, be a robot. So as long as we are human, as long as we have amygdala, which is our emotional part of the brain, right? We're gonna have those feelings, and it's just a shift of perspective and not just understanding that these negative emotions, as we label them, they are here to protect us. They are here because, and that's because of them that we have had these generations as humans. So that's the first thing, making friends with these emotions. But at the same time, what I emphasize on and I teach my clients is that we don't yet want to give them too much power, because you still have this big part of your brain, which is your logical brain and your intelligence that you want to use to make decisions, to take action, to move forward, despite being fearful, despite having doubts, despite feeling overwhelmed. So those feelings want to be there, but it's about how can I bounce back as efficiently as possible from these moments and get unstuck and start moving. And how can I just make myself more comfortable that it's nothing to do with my power or even my confidence or my abilities and capabilities. If I'm feeling these feelings, it's about being human. And I think that's it brings out a sudden shift in many of my clients that I see it already from a couple of sessions working together, that then it shifts, that you start responding to these emotions instead of reacting to them and feeling like, um, I need to remove this feeling. So it's not about removing them. Um, so that's one way that I can answer your question. And then to going the difference between high achievers and why, including myself, we get sometimes stuck in this.
Yes.
The pattern that is very prominent among people that are ambitious and they want to do good in this world. So it all comes from the place of love and wanting to have impact in this world.
Mm.
Um, that's the perfectionism side as well. That's the part that we feel like, I want to perform at my best. I want to do my best. And we are very hard on ourselves sometimes.
True.
And that's much more common, I would say, because then you get conditioned since a young age to perform at your top and to be as efficient and as high in whatever as you do. So I would say perfectionism contributes definitely to this feeling, because then you are telling yourself that I cannot take this step unless I'm sure, unless I have a good plan that I can try and trust, unless I know more and so basically you're putting much more expectation on yourself before you can even start and move forward. So that's the stuckness that high achievers, I feel like, deal with. It's a lot of it also connected very much tightly with being a perfectionist at the end of the day.
What fear is that? The fear of which fears do high achievers usually experience, would you say?
Mhm. I would say that perfectionist side means also that you're not even giving yourself permission to be less than perfect, make mistakes.
Fear of
Um,
judgment.
yes, and I would say a big part of judgment comes from within. And sometimes
Indeed.
it's not as much as we think from outer world. It's a big part of it is from us wanting the best and being used to doing everything to the perfect level. And interestingly enough, of course, it's part of it is fear of failure or fear of like making a mistake. But an interesting part of it or side of it is also fear of success.
Indeed.
Yes.
Very
Like,
few people know about the fear
yeah,
of success. I experienced it myself,
yeah,
but I didn't know about it
hmm
first, that it even existed,
yeah,
fear of success.
yeah, yeah. So that's also very much about, yeah, things will change when you step into your next level. You
Right.
will have maybe a new sense of identity. It can be career, it can be personal life as well. As you, for instance, as simple as start to set better boundaries personally, professionally. Of course, you will alienate some people, but the positive side of it is that you will also connect with new people, with new environments. You will outgrow part of yourself. You will outgrow part of
Yes.
your environment, including people. And those are the emotions and like the nuances of why do we might even fear success. That sounds very counterintuitive, right? But that
Right, right.
exists for sure.
Yes, because then we'll have to change our lives. I'll not be at home as much maybe.
Hmm.
I'll
Hmm.
be That was my fear, at least,
Hmm.
like, am I away from home even more,
Hmm.
doing lectures, giving speeches,
Hmm.
um, being an exhibitor, whilst launching my book
Hmm.
and, well, with the podcast,
Hmm.
not being at home with my family, and what will my friends think, those who know me their entire life? But the friends from childhood, they know me. They're not surprised. It
Hmm.
was my fear
Hmm.
after holding back for, I don't know, 25, 30 years. But my friends, my childhood friends, they say, "We're not surprised, Jenny. We're just waiting for you."
And it is lucky when it is the case that you
Yes.
basically have people. I always what I teach my clients is that as you grow, you can basically observe and categorize people around you in three groups.
Mhm.
There are people that are growing in the same direction as you, and that's amazing. That's so precious to have. Friends, family members that are growing in the same direction as we are. They are on the same journey. And
Yes.
then you have people that they are not on the same journey, and maybe they don't even grow as much as you have, or have experienced the new ways of living and looking at the world, but still love you for being you, for trying your best to be your best version, right? So the love comes from the place of wanting the best for you. And that's the true form of love. Like you love, when you love someone, you want them to be happy and you want them to um, uh, experience what they desire to experience, right? So that's the second category of people. And then unfortunately, we also have, and that's also the natural part of growing, we have people that, no, they will not grow with you. They will not also understand that you are growing and love you for that. They might have negative feelings around it. They might resist because then that also changes the dynamic between us and people around us. Let's say as simple as you learn to set boundaries. Some people are not comfortable when you change and you start saying no, right? Um, and we need to have that um, as part of, like, accept that as part of us growing, that we outgrow some people. And if those people in our surrounding are not supporting us in our growth, and they are also resisting and creating this resistance even for us, then it's courage within us to let go of some relationships if that's what it takes to be your best self.
That is part of the process in many cases, especially when we talk about 10Xing, that is
Mhm.
also about changing environment, changing not
Mhm.
only could be companies, or you leave
Yes.
your 9 to 5 job and
Mhm.
you work full time on your own career, or you
Mhm.
to change to a managerial position instead of, well, just changing career paths,
Yeah.
environment.
Mhm.
I know I experienced when I did my one of my
Mhm.
transformations
Mhm.
when I became a certified life coach. I worked
Mhm.
4 months with this program, and I changed. I
Mhm.
changed a lot,
Mhm.
and my colleagues and students and bosses, like,
Mhm.
"You're not leaving us now, Jenny, are you?"
Mhm.
"No, not leaving you, but somehow I had shifted so much, they were afraid of losing me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was I reacted several times when several asked me, "Are you leaving us?" "No, I'm not leaving you. I'm here. I'm still here. It's
Mm.
just this is me. This is the real me."
Yeah.
Because I eliminated many fears. I
Mhm.
started saying no
Yeah.
when I hadn't in the past, and I started saying yes to
Mhm.
well, I was totally different,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
they were so afraid of losing me, which was it was beautiful that they said it, but I also reacted like, what am I expressing?"
Yeah, I mean, it's as we said, like human brain, it's so fascinating. Like these feelings, like even including resistance, every change is like kind of in a way going out of comfort zone, right? Then you change or surrounding changes, including people, right? So the brain wants to again protect us, so resist, like, oh, this is unknown, this is uncertain, I have not experienced this before. Let me protect you, and that's the feeling of resistance, and that's the feeling of discomfort of change. And again, knowing that this is a natural part of the process, it doesn't mean that you are doing wrong or you are on the right track. It's just a natural part of change, resistance to change. And me being in tech, that was also one of the topics that we always talked about, that users, when you're designing a digital product or introducing a new digital product in a
Mhm.
company or for users, they usually don't like the change. And you know that. So you don't, when users maybe are resistant to a new feature, you don't always just listen to that resistance. You try to see beyond it.
Then we have the early adopters.
Yeah, always ready
Early
to
adopters.
embrace the change, the curiosity.
Curiosity. Yes, so fear is one reason for holding back and not stepping
Hmm.
into your true self, which is one of the themes that we are, because that's what both you and I help our clients with,
Hmm.
stepping into the real, the
Hmm.
new. Is it a
Hmm.
real or new version of someone? What would you say?
Hmm.
Authentic version? Which word do you use?
I say your most powerful and confident self. That's the term
Oh,
I use because
most.
I don't, yeah, I don't believe that it's something in the past or in the future or something. I think it's within us in most cases. Like I have people that come to me that they tell me, I used to be so confident. I just, life happens sometimes. You maybe are in a toxic work environment, as simple as that. Or maybe you lose your jobs, or maybe you have been in a bad relationship. So the consequences, or me being an expat, you move to a new country. And that, like research shows that that can affect a little bit us. That's why I try to avoid like the time label on it. And
Mhm.
sometimes I tell my clients that I see that you have that power and that confidence. It's just to reconnect with it again.
That's
But
beautiful.
thank you. But I'm not saying that it's always the case, but
No.
it's sometimes the case. But of course, if I wanted to, for instance, look back at myself when I was younger, no, I was not as confident as I am today, for sure. And I was still learning and developing this skill. And I believe, like any other thing, confidence and embracing your own power, that's also a skill that we learn and we can design. So the term I use, that's your most powerful and confident self.
Yes, because we're talking time. I know many coaches or techniques talk about your future self. You meet your future self,
Hmm.
but when we can see ourselves as our future selves, it's actually
Hmm.
our selves now. We
Yes.
see our
Hmm.
potential, but we
Hmm.
just label it in the future, but we can
Hmm.
see our potential
Hmm.
here, right now.
Yeah.
We have to postpone it for the future. Well, the future can be 1 second ahead, right? It can also be 1 year ahead.
Hmm.
I have to really wait 1 year. When I see this within myself, I have these characteristics, I have these dreams, these visions, so why wait? But sometimes it could be, I guess, a comfort for
Hmm.
someone or some people to say that, "Oh, it's in the future. I'm not there yet, but I'm moving
Yeah.
there."
Hmm.
Well, we also can say shift now. What's holding you back?
Yeah.
Fear.
Hmm.
And our second topic we want to discuss is doubt.
Mhm.
Tell me your take on doubt.
Doubt. I
Mm.
see it a lot in decision makings, very much also connected to fear. Like, what if I choose wrong? Um, so the doubt is not very much, I would say it's very much connected to confidence, and not the outer confidence, but internal confidence, self-confidence, confidence, trusting that even in the worst case scenario, even if you make a mistake, you will make it. You're going to
Yes.
handle it. And trusting that you have enough skills to recover from whatever that might be. Um, and that's what makes us less reactive to fear and less reactive to doubt. So I see them very much connected, actually. I have a hard time give you an example when it's only doubt. Help me if you have an example.
Well, I'm thinking imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I usually, I
Mm-hmm.
myself and my clients also, well, experience imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
What if they find out?
Yeah.
And that's a form of doubt. But
Mm-hmm.
when you experience imposter syndrome is when you make these huge transitions. It's
Mm-hmm.
right when you're on the threshold,
Mm-hmm.
ready to step into your new role, your next step.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a reminder, I would say, when this imposter syndrome just appears, like, who do
Mm-hmm.
you think you are? What if they found out? It's usually a matter of you're stepping outside your zone now
Mm-hmm.
because you're
Mm-hmm.
stepping into your something new,
Mm.
next level. You are ready.
Yeah.
You're here.
Mm-hmm.
You're already they already accepted you.
Yes, there is a reason you are here, right?
There's a reason you are here. Just look back. See how
Mm-hmm.
far you come in 10 years, 1 year, 5
Mm-hmm.
years.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite tools for, doubt. I also remind myself that even masters of different art forms and, well, crafts, they go through also
Mm-hmm.
phases, periods of doubt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I believe that doubt is also a symptom of confusion, which
Yeah.
can be good because on the other side of confusion, there's a transformation.
Mm-hmm.
There are new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So my take on doubt now is that it's good, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yes.
It's also a reminder that you're
Mm-hmm.
actually stepping into something new, a new challenge,
Mm-hmm.
which you asked for, you're
Yeah.
projecting it.
Yes.
Now you're here.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
finally here. And also a reminder that who am I? And
Mm-hmm.
what's outside? Like input. Are these my thoughts? Are these other thoughts? But also a reminder that others believe in you.
Yeah. Mm.
They do.
Yeah. And we talked about that sometimes, especially being ambitious and high achieving, you have much more expectation on yourself and less permission giving to yourself to make a good enough move or even make a mistake. But it's not um, always what others expect on us or put on us. So that's one aspect of it. And the other aspect is um, the trust and the confidence that we talked about, the self-trust and the self-confidence. And we talked about the element of time. Is it me in the future? Am I already that version? One of the very simple tools that I always teach my clients is to look at the decisions or the step that you want to make, that you feel kind of like going and back and forth between what do I want to do and having this doubt. I ask them to really try to look at that step and look at that decision from the eyes of this most powerful and confident version of you. And if you had no fear, if you had no doubt, if you were your like purest version or the most powerful version, like what is the direction? What is
Right.
like I also work a lot with like intuition, your gut, and then try to move from this place of doubt and fear closer to control and power and see where you are in this scale. And it doesn't need that you are 100% in control or even like feeling in control, but it's enough that you expose yourself to move and take decision, even if you have the doubt, even if you have the fear. And the more exposure we get, the easier it becomes, because then that becomes your new normal and new comfort zone. And that comfort zone can grow step by step. I really believe in iterations and in experiments, being a designer, bringing
Yeah,
that side
able
of my,
design
yes.
as
Yeah.
well.
Mm.
And there are also different, I don't know if I would say steps, but from not trusting yourself,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, I would say to my clients, well, trust the process.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Trust the process. Make sure,
Forget the
trust your system.
results. Yes.
Trust the system. Trust the
Yeah.
process.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can create a system which is
Mm-hmm.
holding you all days. And you can
Yeah.
trust the process because
Mm-hmm.
if you really want this, the process is there.
Yeah.
Just take one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to encourage them to trust yourself. Know thyself, trust yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After you trust the process, you trust the system. Where does that come from? Yourself. Trust yourself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's a good thing that you remind us of the process, trust the process. It's
Yes.
something that we hear a lot, but it's so common that we get caught up in the end result that we desire. And we make it so important, that specific result that we have in mind, that the fear and the doubt and even the joy of the journey itself kind of gets forgotten in the fog, because you're so fixated on that specific end result that you
Yeah.
forget about the process. Yeah, exactly.
that-
um
That's also something to enjoy the trip,
mhm,
the
mhm.
voyage, your
Yeah,
journey.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Take that train.
Mhm.
You don't know where you're going, but just go backpacking and see where it takes you.
Yeah, and hopefully you have direction, right?
Well, some
So
direction,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, you have direction, but it doesn't mean that you need to know the exact steps of the way.
No, and what helps you is knowing your why,
Yeah,
what you want to achieve, what
that's
you
the
want to
direction.
experience, right? That is
Mm-hmm,
the direction.
mm-hmm,
And also staying away from when you move from, well, and within NLP,
mm-hmm,
neuro-linguistic programming, we talk about meta program, which is either away from or
mm-hmm,
toward. We want
mm-hmm,
to move toward something,
mm-hmm.
because if we move away from something, we cannot let it go. We're
Yeah.
still fixated in the
Mhm,
past,
mhm.
moving away from this, but we're
Yeah,
still thinking about it, still carrying it in your backpack.
yeah.
You want to leave it, you want to let it
Mhm.
go, move towards something. What do you really want?
Mhm. Yes, yeah. And
So
it's sorry, go on.
focus on what you want, where you
Yeah.
want to go, who you want to be with, what you want
Mhm,
to experience. Not, "I want to stop
mhm,
being a smoker. I want to stop
mhm,
procrastinating." Well, what do you
mhm.
want instead? What do you want to
Yeah.
be, right?
Hmm.
Who do you want to be?
Yeah, exactly. I love that. And it's super interesting thing that you mentioned about running away, or I always say running away from something or towards something. Um, And I have clients that come to me. Many people come to me because of the career question. I'm not a career coach, but it's so interesting that people come to me with career question or something that kind of nudges them for change is something about the career. But soon when we talk, we realize that no, it's about you. It's about your patterns, your blockers, your process, how you can be your most top performing self and confident self, and those sort of questions. So a typical thing is that people think that, oh, I want to change jobs. And
Only
it's,
jobs, nothing else.
yeah. And I tell them, I don't accept it just because you want to change job, that it is the case. Because I want to know, are you running from something?
Mhm.
Or you have some aspirations or some experiences and some dreams that is not happening in where you are today. So that's definitely an important part of the process to pausing and asking ourselves, am I moving, as you said, Jenny, towards something, or am I running away from something? Because if you're running from away from something, that's a big red flag. Because you need to pause more and see
Yes.
what is that I can change, what is that I don't want to take with me. And that usually is also more reactive. Running away from something is
Yes,
responding,
stress.
like reacting to fear. We said we want to respond, right? We want to
Right.
be more
Yes.
proactive. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm.
So we're running away from the lion.
Yes. There is no lion
There's no lion
most of the time.
most of the time. We have translated our lion to public speaking, to,
Yeah.
um, shots, to,
Mm,
I don't know, fear of just stepping out and
mhm.
your full potential.
Yeah.
What if
Mm,
they see me? Yes, what
mhm.
if they see you?
Mm,
Before we move on,
mhm,
what would you say what are your first questions you ask new clients? They're like, "Hey, I see you, I need you, can
mhm,
I help me?" What
mhm.
are first questions you ask your new clients?
I ask them.
Mhm.
Uh, when we start working together, one of the first steps is systematically working with core values, really understanding what is that they appreciate and they crave in this phase of life.
Mm.
I'm I am a firm believer that these core values can shift in
Yes.
time. There are some people think that it's like, oh, it's with you your whole life. No, I think it grows and changes as we grow, as our circumstances change, and so on. So that's one of the first meeting points, because then I use that to design the most powerful and confident persona. That's also one of the foundation of the work, because this comes back again and again when you set goals, when you want to have habits, when you want to, let's say, improve your career, when you want to improve your lifestyle, if it's relationship questions, anything, you can always connect it back to why. Why do you want it?
Why is it so important to you? What is important to you?
Yeah, yeah,
For real.
yeah, for sure. And the experiences, I think that's also like when we talk about these values, then we move away from this external labels and statuses and those sort of questions that can be misleading, job titles, income levels, and so on. You instead think about, what do I care about? What does matter to me in life right now? Is it family time? Is it connection? Is it having impact in the world? Is it learning and curiosity? And it can also be income some point, like we change, right? There's no judgment in that. But having awareness of that and then connecting your choices and decisions and actions to that, that definitely increases your chances of success and also your confidence, because then you know there's a direction and this is a choice and this is why I have chosen this and this is mine. It's not, it's not exposed through social media or society or even my parent or partner. It's something that I have decided I care about and I want to go after. And also the experiences. And I love that you use the term experience, because, I worked with experience design in tech, right? And now I work with like career design and lifestyle design, because it's about not the titles, it's not about the statuses, it's about what do you want to experience on a day-to-day basis. When people tell me, oh, I want to be work in this company as a project manager, I say, don't forget about the role. How do you want your day-to-day life look like? What sort of experiences do you want to have? What is the style of living that you want to have? And doing that makes us much more also creative, so that we are not boxed into a path or a definition.
That's so true. I know in, Mind Valley where I, did my,
Mhm,
well, certification, becoming a life coach, and many other quests, we
mhm,
talk about vision, talks about the 3 most important questions they ask. Also in corporations, not first individually and then corporations, do we have any goals or visions in common? And then they usually do this exercise where experiences is the first
mhm,
column. And I do this when I, give lectures all around
mhm,
Sweden. I do this with the listeners in the audience.
mhm,
So, And I did this last Saturday, for instance. We talked about, well, just list your experiences, like a bucket
Mm-hmm.
list. Where do you wanna go? What do you want to eat? What do you wanna hear, right? So experiences, the first one, then second one is learning. What do you want to learn? Something new? Do you
Mm-hmm.
want
Mm-hmm.
to learn further something you already know? And then the third one is contribution. How do you want to contribute to the world? What's
Yeah.
meaningful? What's ikigai? How do
Mm-hmm.
you want to serve? So
Mm-hmm.
learning, well, experiences, learning, and
Experience,
contribution.
learning, contribution. Beautiful. Mm.
Contribution.
Mm.
They are really beautiful. It's a beautiful exercise to do for yourself, but also in a group of people.
Yeah.
And let's say we do it and they're like, "Wow, you want to go to Machu Picchu. I also want to experience Machu Picchu. Maybe we together."
That's a nice icebreaker, a group activity.
It's an excellent icebreaker. So they do that when they have conferences, when they have onboarding,
Mhm.
and also within a corporation when you like,
Yeah.
"Where are we now? Where do we want to go?" And
Mhm.
this is also life experiences. This is holistic. It's not only at work. Of course, we
Yeah.
can have these experiences at work as well. What do you want to experience? What do you want to learn at work? What do you want how do you want to contribute at work?
Mhm. Yeah.
Life in general. What does Jenny want? What does Pariya
Mhm.
want? What do we
Yeah.
want?
For sure.
And then we have the third theme,
Mhm.
because we talked about fear, we talked about doubt, and now we have overwhelm. What is that? Overwhelm.
Spaghetti of thoughts. That's the image that comes to that's the image that comes to my mind. Have you seen this image that shows a person and there's this like a lot of like I don't know if it's a yarn or is it spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I think that's
I
like
love that.
for me it's like that's overwhelmed.
Cooked spaghetti.
Yeah, so smushed
Boiled spaghetti.
together and
Yes.
it's kind of feels like, oh, will I ever come out of this? And when you were talking about doubt and you connected that to transformation, I think I do that for overwhelm. I usually say that the most chaotic moments that we have, it's a sign that it's gonna be some magic afterwards, like some clarity, some growth. If you just survive and be patient with this process and trust yourself and the process, um, that's how I see it.
So overwhelm is a spaghetti. It's just like everywhere. You can't
Oh yeah,
detangle it somehow.
well, hopefully
There's just a
yes.
mush. Well, you can
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, of course you can detangle it, but when it comes to it, it's just like mush of spaghetti.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I would say it feels more than it actually is. It's just like our
yes.
brain may be taking everything, every feeling, and every decision and every action all at the same time, thinking like, let's just solve all of it all together right now.
Yes. But all of it is like mixing all colors and it just becomes I don't know if it's white or black, and I'm not gonna
Yes.
if it's talking to a physician or if talking to an artist. But
Mm,
anyway, it just becomes a wall. I usually talk to my clients about the wall because they come to me, especially young clients, senior high school students.
yeah.
"I can't do anything right now. I don't know what's
Hmm.
happening. I'm so stressed." "Okay, what's it like? Tell me. Let's
Hmm.
figure it out. What is the" it's an elephant. Let's
Yes.
like into pieces. What does it look like? What Okay,
Hmm.
let's start off with this. Okay, I'll write down everything you say for overwhelm.
Yeah.
And in most cases, they know what to do. They're just they just have too many feelings
Yeah.
and it's all a wall or spaghetti or all
Hmm.
at once. Just okay, small chunks. Let's just detangle the
Yeah.
spaghetti.
Mm.
How many spaghettis do we have? Okay, and what's together? What and in which order? Like, how do we organize this? Which is the most important now to solve?
Hmm. I think the way I do it is that I do brain dump, what I call like, let's just tell me words, tell me sentences. It's like I have this whiteboard that, like, it's mainly digital, right? Digital whiteboard that I tell them just talk and I take notes.
Mm.
That's a very, how do you call it? Like calming experience as well, if you try it. Like just
Sure.
stream of consciousness, whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't matter that it's a full sentence. It can be a
No, no,
word.
no. No
Just put
judgment
it
at all.
out
Just
there.
get it
Yeah.
out. Get it out.
So
There's
that's one of the steps. And I think one other thing that helps is that I always ask them, what is the very next step that is in your control and you can take? It
yes.
doesn't need to be achieving the goal. It can be, I can open my laptop.
You can
I
send a
can
message.
send this email.
Right.
And I can just open this report. Sometimes our brain, loves the complexity. It's a complex organ, right? It loves also the connections and complexity, but it's
Mhm.
our role, the logical side of us, our role to just tame it and say, we don't need all this big goal and vision and plan.
At
What is
once.
the very next? Yeah, exactly. The very next step, what that
Yes.
could be for you. And that usually is a very good step to come out of the overwhelm, but also out of procrastination.
Yes, and procrastination is also something I experience often with my
Mm.
clients. I
Mm.
do that too.
The same, the same.
Yes.
Like there's a
There's a
lot of drive, there's a lot of like passion and, fire, but somehow, yes, procrastination. There's no movement forward.
what are the reasons behind procrastination? Why do people procrastinate? What do you say?
I have this algorithm, as I call it, like the process
Algorithm,
of,
of course.
yes, like a
Okay.
computer science.
Yes.
So let me see if I remember all parts of it. It can be a fear question. So let's start from the top. It can be a motivation question. If you're not acting on something, it's a good time to ask yourself, do I really want it or do I think
Mhm.
I should want it? That's a
And
why, right?
do you
So
really want it?
sometimes our brain is procrastinating because our brain is prioritizing for us. Smart, like knows that it's not really what you want. You don't want to get this certificate. You rather do gym workout right now. Like that,
Yeah.
you think you want the certificate because that's what your family wanted or what
Right,
you.
someone else can want this
Yes,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
They, like, you say it
yeah.
so much that
So
you
it's so easy to lose the kind of become blurry in what is mine and what is others. So
yes.
that's a motivation. One step. Ask your why, reconnect with your why. And it's okay if you realize that, oh, really, when I think about it, I wanted it a year ago, but not anymore. And that's okay. We
And
even
that's nice.
outgrow,
We
yes, and we
change.
outgrow
Right.
our own visions and goals as well.
Yes.
The second one, fear that we talked about, the fear
Mhm.
of success and failure and so on. What is the fear? And just, I say, name it to tame it. Name the fear to take its power.
I
Uh,
love that. Name it, tame it.
to tame it. I have not invented it. It's they use it in psychology and especially with kids. So when the kids experience anxiety, by the way, this is my dog, says hi.
Hi, dog.
She wants to be in the
He wants to
podcast,
join.
and yeah,
Yeah, of course he
she
does.
usually is very silent, but now it's a knocking somewhere, and she's like, "Mom, protection!" Like amygdala happening, right?
We can't
So
coach her the same way, though.
yeah, no, it's a bit different. Positive
Mm.
though, right? Don't
Yes,
run
of
away
course.
from the
Of course.
knocking. What do you want to run towards? To maybe a stick.
Right, right.
So that was the fear part. And as simple as say that, yes, I have this presentation and I feel scared because it's the biggest group I have even given a talk to, but it's normal. And I have done
Yeah.
other presentation. It's going to be okay. As simple as name it. So they have used it in kid psychology a lot, actually, to help kids overcome fear and negative feelings. And they tell parents to name and teach the kids to name their fears. And as soon as they do it, they have done studies that the level of stress reduces drastically. So that's where it comes from. So we talked about motivation that
Yes.
can be affecting why we procrastinate. We talked about fear.
Mhm.
Um, and the third one, it's sometimes as simple as inertia. Do you remember we had this physics law that if an object is in motion, prefers to be in motion. If an object is static, prefers to stay static.
No
And
momentum.
yes, so if you have not started doing something, it's easier not to start it. So that's why I tell my clients, what is your very next step? Give it 5 minutes and promise yourself, if you start for 5 minutes and you still feel bad about it, you feel frustrated, you don't want to do it,
Mhm.
stay true to your words and stop it. Don't do it. Do it some other day. Maybe it's not the day to do it. And
Right.
yeah, so that's how you deal with the inertia. That's part of the procrastination. And the fourth one is that sometimes it's a question of uncertainty. It's so fluffy, it's so unspecific. We don't know what is the task that I want to do. I say I want to write the report. That's the worst goal you can put. It needs to be as specific as today at 4 o'clock, I'm going to sit down and write the introduction section of my report, and I would be happy then I have written 3 paragraphs.
Right. That's smart goals and also
Yeah.
detailed. I recognize that as a teacher
Hmm.
because if I don't give detailed instructions enough, it's hard to start as well. We'll start with this. We get
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the four. So the algorithm that I talked about procrastination, I always tell my clients just memorize this. So every time that you are dealing with procrastination, see which one is your burning point right now that you need to address.
And I have a theory also of procrastination that it's about planning, bad planning.
Mm.
That I've given my students 3 lessons to write an essay, 3
Mm-hmm.
times 70 minutes, when they actually need 110 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and they know it. They know that I only need 110 minutes. Why start now
Mm-hmm.
when I can do something fun?
Mm.
My
Yeah.
instant gratification monkey. There's an
Yes.
awesome TED Talk.
Yeah, I love that one. I watched
Tim
it.
Urban.
Yes, it's
I
amazing.
show my students how to become a master procrastinator, I think it's called.
Mhm,
It's called something like that, How to Become a Master Procrastinator.
mhm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the panic monster shows up. But then, do I really need 3 times 70 minutes to write this essay? And like, no, I can do this in 110 minutes
Mhm.
instead. All right. So why start now when I can do fun things?
Yeah.
So this is also me as a teacher thinking,
Mhm,
how can I reduce number of time,
mhm,
the time
mhm,
invested? What do
mhm.
we actually need? And also some stress is like we need deadlines.
Yes.
We need reasonable deadlines.
Yeah. Brain loves more specific deadlines, specific topics and goals and everything.
Yes,
A
definitely.
and it's so interesting that you are using that with, younger people. I can only imagine,
Right?
like, there is so much distraction in the world compared to when we were growing up, so it's different. Mm.
That's how I plan. So if I have a lesson 70 minutes or a coaching session, so okay, what do you want to achieve within 20 minutes? And then 20 minutes do this, 5
Mhm.
minutes break, do this like in chunks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also focus. It's
Mhm.
how we use our focus. When we talk about stepping into our full potential, it's about using our focus as a tool. And
Mhm.
that's another episode,
Yeah.
by
Yes,
the way.
I love that topic.
But now we're in December
Mhm.
2025. So the new year is closing in. And many people talk about New Year's resolutions. What's your take? What's your attitude to
Mm.
New Year's resolutions? Do they work? Are they worth setting? What's your take on that?
I don't do New Year resolutions.
Me
That's
neither.
my take, yes. I
Okay.
do word of the year.
Oh, me too.
Oh, that's
I do words.
interesting.
I'm like,
You're
go ahead.
twins. Yes.
Yes.
So I pick a word and I remember, like I come back to it, I write it somewhere that I see.
Do you remember it
And
now?
I had, yes, I had dare for this year, like to dare more.
Mm.
And for next year, I have visibility.
I already forgot my word. I had it first 3
Hmm.
months, my word for
Hmm.
2025, then I forgot it, and now I'm just doing.
That's the thing, because we're talking about New Year resolution. First, research says that over 80% of New Year resolutions fail, I think, by February. There is research on it. So there is
Amazing.
something that
That's
it's, yeah.
fascinating.
There are two things that I always tell my clients is that when we set new goals, including New Year resolution, with the high of the start of the new year and all this excitement, we ride and rely on this high and excitement too much, than like more than we should.
Mhm.
And research on productivity and goal setting says that there is a drop in our motivation, and this high of novelty wears out after a while, after some time that we have moved from the goal setting. Just knowing this fact helps. And preparing for it, knowing that, yes, I will set an exciting goal and I'm so committed to do it. But
Which is
yes, but I know that I will come to a moment, even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, for some people, doesn't need to be that long, mid-January already. But preparing for that, yes, what am I going
yeah.
to do when I come to that moment that I have lost my motivation? One of the
Mhm.
big things, I have two things for that I teach my clients. One is your why. What was the first reason what was your reason that you wanted to set this goal in the first place? And connecting with those whys, which is like bigger than just this goal. It's a value, a core need, a lifestyle, or something that is important to us. So that's important. And also the systems around it. I always talk about systems and digital tools that can protect us. That's why I say I use a lot of like systems to see things that I want to see. Instead of landing on social media all the time, land on your space that reminds you of your priorities and your goals and your focus. And research says if you want to succeed with the goals, if it's like New Year resolution, it doesn't matter. Let's say that. First of all, writing it down, that increases our chances of success, but having it somewhere that you see it.
Right.
Yes, right, Jenny, we need to have it
What was my word again?
somewhere. Yes. Um, Also, a way to measure your progress. And I'm not talking about measure as in like 20%, 30%. For me, it's uh, like traffic light measurement, red, yellow, green. As simple as that.
Simple.
Yeah. We use that actually in tech a lot as well. Like when you have projects, you want to see if you're on track or not. And I'm sure many of the listeners also are familiar with this sort of that you work with project management questions, and it's the same thing.
Mm.
So check your progress, connect with your why. And one of my favorite is connected to a persona or um, I call it persona, but it's basically a character that you want to build. And that's for me, and what I teach my clients is your most powerful and confident self, connecting your goal to that and taking that identity. Like, I want to, let's say it's not even about confidence and power, but say I want to be the top salesperson in my company. I'm the top salesperson in the company, and like really embrace that identity as
Yes,
if you are role playing. That does amazing things.
it does.
Just take that kind of role. And I even tell my clients, in your bad days, we all have bad days. We all have days that we feel demotivated. We feel like, why did I even start? Why did I even put myself through this? I would say if you cannot imagine yourself or your powerful persona, imagine one of your favorite role models that can be like I don't know, Wonder Woman or Snow White and whatnot.
What would she do? What
Yeah,
would
what would she or he do? And imagine them taking a step forward toward that goal. What is their very next step? It's just these are fun ways that we can play and have fun with our brain and not take life too seriously either.
so important.
Yes.
Playing, role
Yeah.
playing,
Staying
experiment,
a kid. Yes. Yeah.
staying a
A
kid,
kid.
laughing, smiling,
Mm,
learning
mm.
by doing. learning technology, how to do Instagram Live
Yeah.
while
Mhm.
running a
Which
podcast.
succeeded, right?
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
listen to results afterwards, but
At
we
least
believe
no one
we're doing
complained on
so.
Instagram, so I'm
We don't
hoping
know
those
yet.
yes.
But we're
Uh,
embodying that this works. We believe in ourselves.
yes.
And,
Yeah.
that what really helped me when I wrote my book. I've written 1 book so far,
Mm.
and I decided I'm an
Mhm.
author. That's why I write regularly.
Yes.
Well, I read
Mhm.
James Clear book, about atomic habits,
Love
and
that.
he also states that your identity
Mhm.
or it says your decide who your identity is, who you want to be, or who you
Mhm.
are, and
Yeah.
then you take action based on your identity.
Yes.
And that's what you're also talking about,
Yeah,
identity,
exactly.
alter ego, call it whatever you want to,
Mhm.
but I am an author, therefore I
Mhm.
write at
Mhm.
least 15 minutes per session,
Yes.
be more,
Mhm.
Monday, Tuesdays, after dinner, whatever, so
Mhm.
be more specific.
Yeah.
And I am a podcast host, that's why I record podcasts, still
Mhm.
learning.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be?
Yes.
And then,
Mhm.
what actions are you taking based on your ideal identity?
Mhm. And love the fact that doing this actually makes everything more intentional and purposeful
Mm.
instead of just autopilot and reacting to things, right?
Being
So
proactive.
yes, I love like it's just two of my like golden words that I use all the time. My clients don't hear it enough. No reactive, proactive. Like, what would the proactive strategy be here for the next time? We learn. We are like also learning and having
All
the
the time.
compassion. Yes, that
Fail
yeah,
forward.
I didn't perform as I wanted in this meeting or presentation or whatnot. What did I learn? What can I do with it next time? And what was the learning that I took with me? And that's also the kids' mentality, like child's
Yes.
have it with them. They fall and they stand up and they continue and they learn. And there is like, it's not a big deal if you would get
Right.
comfortable with that, that life
Uh,
is a fun journey. We all are experiencing it in a different way.
and kids are encouraged when they
Mm.
learn to walk, when they learn to cycle, like, "Hey, good job, you got this."
Yeah.
So, we got to also help each other encourage ourselves and, right, just doing. Like the flower blooms without judging itself, it just blooms, it just grows.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful. And so true.
Yes.
Time
Alright.
flies, right?
Time flies. Thank
One
you,
hour.
Pariya, for joining
Thank
me.
you, Jenny. It was
I
yeah, such an interesting discussion.
Time flies, and you're welcome back to join the podcast anytime because I'm pretty sure you and I can speak 12 hours more without interruption, but I don't think our followers and listeners have
The stamina.
this
Yeah, I
stuff.
really,
No. Well, they can pause. They can click pause. They can
yeah.
choose to
I
click pause.
cannot wait also to share the podcast episode with them. And it was such a joy also listening to how you do things and how I do and how much similarities it is in terms of how we view these topics of fear, overwhelm, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and how do we describe these different things and what does it mean for us and for our clients. So definitely a fun discussion. Would love to come back. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you for listening. To have a beautiful day and remember to just dare to grow into your full potential to become the most powerful, confident version of yourself. Learning by doing, fail forward, enjoy the process, trust yourself, and just have fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Take care.